There are lies people choose, and there are lies people are forced to become. Before she ever took her first breath, her life had already been weighed and found expendable. Her father, Ligdus, lived with a quiet fear he could never escape. The fear of not having enough money, enough stability, enough control over a world that punished weakness without mercy. So when his wife Telethusa told him she was with child, he did not celebrate. He decided, "If it is a boy, we will raise him," he said. "And if it is a girl, she will not stay." There was no anger in his voice, only certainty. Telethusa pleaded. She tried to soften him, to reach something human beneath the decision. But his mind had already sealed itself around necessity. A daughter was not a child to him. She was a cost. That night, sleep did not bring rest. It brought something else. In the silence of her desperation, a presence came, not distant, not imagined, but undeniable. A voice that did not ask, did not comfort, but commanded. Defy him. Keep the child. Do what must be done, and trust that what is meant to unfold will not be stopped. When Telethusa woke, her fear was still there, but it no longer ruled her. When the child was born, the truth revealed itself instantly. A girl. For a single fragile moment, everything stood on the edge of collapse. Then Telethusa moved. She wrapped the child, steadied her voice, and stepped forward into the lie that would decide everything. It's a boy. And just like that, the truth was buried. Not erased, not undone, but forced beneath something stronger. The child was named Iphis. A name chosen carefully, a name that could belong to either truth. From that moment on, Iphis did not live as she was. She lived as she had to be. She was dressed as a son, spoken to as a son, shaped by a world that never once questioned what it believed it saw. And for a time, the lie did more than survive. It settled. It became structure. It became identity. Because a life repeated often enough does not feel like a performance. It feels like reality. But even then, something beneath it resisted. Not loudly, not clearly, but persistently. A distance without a name, a misalignment without language, as though her life fit perfectly in the eyes of others, but never fully settled within her own. Still, nothing broke, because nothing had forced it to. Not yet. Then love arrived. It came quietly, without warning, without permission. Her father, proud of the son he believed he had raised, arranged a future that seemed secure. A union that would strengthen their standing. A marriage that made sense. The girl's name was Ianthe. She was everything Iphis was not. Open where Iphis was guarded, certain where Iphis was divided. She moved through the world without hesitation, untouched by the kind of hidden weight Iphis had always carried. And when they met, something irreversible began. Ianthe fell in love, and Iphis, without defense, without escape, fell with her. But love did not bring clarity. It exposed everything. Because for the first time, Iphis was no longer just living a lie. She was feeling against it. Every moment with Ianthe deepened the fracture. Every glance, every promise, every quiet certainty of a shared future pressed harder against the truth she could never reveal. She did not want to stand beside Ianthe as a friend. She wanted more. Something real. Something whole. And that was the moment everything became dangerous. Because love does not allow distance. It demands truth. And truth, in her world, would not correct her life. It would destroy it. Iphis began to fracture in silence. What had once been manageable became unbearable. The role she had carried for years no longer fit the future being built around her. The closer the wedding came, the less she could breathe within the life she had been given. But Ianthe saw none of it. Because Ianthe believed, completely, in Iphis, in their future. In a life that, to her, had never contained a single doubt. And that belief made the lie heavier than ever. Because now it was no longer just survival at stake. It was trust. The days moved forward, unstoppable. Each one tightening around her, pulling her closer to a moment that could not exist, a marriage she could not fulfill, a truth she could not reveal, a life that could no longer hold. Telethusa saw it. She had built this lie, protected it, carried it through years of careful silence. But now she was watching it reach its limit. And she understood something she had not allowed herself to admit before. This was never something they could sustain forever. It had only ever been something they could delay. So she returned to the place where this path had first been set in motion, not with certainty, but with urgency. Her prayers were no longer quiet, no longer careful. She did not ask for guidance. She demanded intervention, because what had once been a lie told to save a life was now about to destroy it. And this time, something answered. Not gently, not gradually, but completely. What had been hidden did not reveal itself. It changed. Iphis did not confess. She did not explain. The truth did not come into the light. The truth was rewritten. Her body shifted into alignment with the life she had been forced to live. The fracture closed. The impossibility resolved itself in a way that left no evidence of what had once been at risk. Not correction, transformation. And with it, the danger vanished. The wedding went forward. Ianthe never questioned, never doubted, never saw the edge they had been standing on. To her, the future had always been certain, and now it simply arrived. But beneath that quiet resolution lies something far more unsettling. Because this was never just a story about love or identity, or even survival. It is a story about a life built on something that could not last. And the moment it was finally tested, the world did not expose the lie. It bent to preserve it. And in the end, the truth was never revealed, only replaced, just in time.